What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bucket Talk. Today we've got a condensed Dallas Cowboys season recap for you and a look ahead at the draft after the Cowboys have been eliminated from playoff contention, extra picks and potential targets for the draft, and the big news of the release of Trevon Diggs, which I think we all saw coming. And let's jump right into it. So the Cowboys came into 2025 with high expectations. They traded for George Pickens as a win-now move, and he did play incredible. We had an explosive offense, but a horrible defense after the Micah Parsons trade, even though we did have the midseason acquisition of Quinn Williams. We saw flashes of dominance with Dak having big moments and MVP caliber play. CeeDee Lamb couldn't stay healthy and had an overall down season, but George Pickens picked up the slack. Our offense proved they could hang with any defense and be the number one offense in the league. But our defense, on the other hand, was the 30th ranked defense. After the trade deadline, we were a much better team. Obviously, Quentin Williams was a huge add, but it wasn't. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for the Cowboys to be competent. I think now we need to look forward to next year and what we can really do to make this team better. We have amazing D tackles. We have Osa, Quinnen, Kenny Clark. We have a budding edge rusher in Ezeraku. Our secondary is probably the worst in the league. We have Deron Bland, who can't do anything. Josh Butler was hurt the whole year. Shavon Revel has played horrible as of late. Malik Hooker's been bad. Donovan Wilson's been bad. We just need a complete secondary overall. We need Matt Eberflus to be gone. He is given multiple shots during this run as defensive coordinator, and I think it's pretty obvious that he will be out as defensive coordinator for next year. So let's get into the news of Trevon Diggs being released. So a day or two ago, the Cowboys released Trevon Diggs. And to be honest, I expected this from the start of the season because it was pretty imminent that his play had declined. And I don't know, the Cowboys just choose to pay the wrong people. Like, we paid Deron Bland and Trevon Diggs, and both of them have declined severely. And I think Deron Bland is probably the next one to go. This had been stemming for a long time in the middle of the season. He got a concussion for some unknown cause. We still don't know to this day. Some say it was because he fell off a ladder at home or something. I don't even know. He was not allowed to stay with his family in Washington on Christmas Day, and I think that was the last straw. Cowboys just cut ties with him from there. And to be honest, it was just like a lot of things leading up to it. And I hope for the best for Trevon Diggs in the future, but it was a rare move for Dallas. I seriously loved him. He was one of my favorite players, but his play had declined, so I think it was time. His money was eating up too much of the cap space. So let's look ahead to our picks and positioning for the draft. So with the season behind us now, we did pick up a couple extra picks in the Micah Parsons trade from Green Bay. Uh, yeah, I think we should go with a little bit of a best player available type approach. Like, there's just one prospect, Caleb Downs, Ohio State, incredible player. If the Cowboys could get their hands on him, that would be scary. But the thing is, he's an amazing player, but the problem is a lot of teams don't really need safety, so he could fall to us, he could not. It just depends on where it all lands. I think also the Cowboys haven't been known to use first round picks on safeties, so we could see how that plays out. Some possible draft targets. We could go with the offensive line. Dallas always loves to go with offensive line. To be honest, it's pretty strong right now, but it still could use some improvement. Get Terrence Steele out of there, put some other offensive linemen in there. That could be a good replacement. I think secondary has to be the number one priority with the extra picks you picked up with Green Bay and your own. We'll talk about some more secondary targets in a future episode, but I think that is the number one target. Edge rusher. Although we do have Donovan Ezeraku on one side, we still need a dominant young force on the other side. Jadeveon Clowney and James Houston put up incredible seasons, but it's just not enough. We need a star caliber player, and we need someone young to grow along with our young defensive line and Quinn Williams and Donovan Ezeraku. We could look for wide receiver 3. Flournoy did emerge this season, and I think Tolbert and Turpin won't get. Turpin may get some gadget uses, but Tolbert, I think, is out in Dallas. Flournoy did take his spot. I don't think wide receiver depth is a huge issue. Maybe you pick up a sixth round pick with the wide receiver just to take a flyer on him, but I don't know if that's an issue. I think our third biggest priority should be linebacker. depth. Logan Wilson, the midseason trade didn't really work out. Kenneth Murray, he's been horrible. The only real linebacker you have is DeMarvion Overshone, and you just need more than that simply. And that's another main struggle of the defense. We just don't have the linebacker depth, or beyond the D line, we just don't have anyone really. I think that's just just linebackers and secondaries all we should focus on in this draft, and I think that is the approach they will take. I think, like I said earlier, I think the best player available strategy is the best way to go in this draft. The Cowboys do need a lot more talent on the defensive side. Um, I do think that's what will happen. If there is one thing the Cowboys are really good at, it is drafting. They've consistently hit with their draft picks, not the D line picks like Mozzie Smith and Taco Charlton. Those are both horrible, but those are two outliers. They've been pretty good with the picks. Some closing thoughts is that like this season was a season of tough moments. Like we started off really bad, and we did come through towards the end. It just wasn't enough. Our start just threw us off. The release of Trevon Diggs really does signal that we are trying to move forward, and we have a big opportunity to move forward in this draft. We have a lot of flexibility. We could even make some trades. So we'll see what happens. Let me know who you guys would draft in the comments down below. I'm thinking if Caleb Downs is there at our pick, depending on where we place with the last week being still not decided. Obviously, we want to lose for a better pick because we're already eliminated, but I don't think that'll happen. Uh, we'll see where it ends up. Hit me up on social media or share your thoughts down below. And thank you for listening to Bucket Talk, and see you guys in the next episode.